While taking Com 200, I have learned about the many theories of communications as well as I have had the opportunities to put these theories to practice in modern communication. Modern communication is arguably almost completely digital, so this course focused on how we can embrace and succeed in executing these digital ways of communicating. This is often referred to as digital literacy, and I feel that after taking this course, my digital literacy skills have greatly advanced. Many say that we are living in a digital age in which society continues to make technological advances that further our capabilities socially, educationally, and in our everyday lives. In the article Literacy and Technology Linked, Sydney Self discusses the way people thrive in this age of technology. This is through something called technological literacy, which she describes as the computer skills and the ability to use computers and other technology to improve learning, productivity, and performance. It has become extremely important to possess these skills that Self describes in today's society. An entire generation grew up with the capability to digitally communicate just at their fingertips. This is what this generation depends on. This is what this generation knows and understands. It is important for communicators to be digitally literate today, because if not, they are missing out on communication with an entire generation. Being digitally literate is important for current and future communicators because the technology that we have now is just the beginning. There's no going back. It is only going to further and advance from what we already have. Therefore, it is important to understand and be able to productively utilize the technology we have today so that in the future, as technology progresses, one does not fall behind in the areas I previously mentioned, socially, educationally, and in everyday lives. As Calvin Kelly describes in his article Becoming Screen Literate, we are undeniably living in a digital age. He says, "Screens are everywhere, and I believe that this only further illustrates the necessity to possess digital literacy because it is so essential to who we are as a society today." However, there are already people that are struggling because they are not reaping the benefits of being technologically literate. Self describes the different challenges that have arose in education, politics, government, and business because of how technology has evolved each area, and because many people have not adapted. One of the most prominent social issues in America is educational inequality, and digital literacy is an aspect of this. Many schools do not have sufficient resources for their students, and many students do not have access to resources outside of school. Students that live in nice areas or that go to private schools tend to have incredibly wider range of resources in which their technological skills can thrive and give them an upper hand. This can hurt the other students because in many ways, the education system in society as a whole depends on technology. Unfortunately, there are also many adults who do not have the resources or access to be able to be fully digitally literate. Having these skills could be the deciding factor when applying for a job, and not having these skills could be the reason they do not get a job. Pham also acknowledges this in his article, New Forms of Communication, by connecting social problems that continue to arise as these new technological capabilities do, stating that many people are excluded from the benefits of social media. In Self's article, she acknowledges this disparity and discusses how the New Literacy Project has taken on this issue because it is important for everyone to have technological literacy in order to thrive in today's society. Therefore, it is undeniable that in order to make it in society, technological literacy is a necessity to possess. I have been lucky enough to have the resources to explore the many capabilities of technology. In middle school, I was able to get acquainted with social media, creating instant messaging and Facebook accounts. And in high school, I was especially grateful for my technological capabilities as I was able to do research and other school-related assignments completely online in many cases. I am extremely dependent on my technological literacy. My most recent endeavor has been creating a blog through the tool WordPress. My blog has helped me participate in something much greater. I blog about my passion, dance. This blog is my space where I can discuss, share my advice to others, read well-respected blogs, and communicate with many others. I promote the links to my own blog posts as well as I share the links of others. The blogosphere is a magnanimous community of interconnected thoughts, opinions, and discussions. The blogosphere is like an entire universe with planets of different topics, countries of different voices, and cities of different opinions. As Reingold describes it, participating is power. In his article, Participation is Power, he explains that one can participate in this community in several ways: filtering, connecting, being a critic, and being an advocate. In a blog like my own, one can filter by selecting, contextualizing, and presenting links in a particular interest. From there, Reingold suggests you can also take filtering a step further and become a connector. One can do this by sharing links and explaining their relevance and reflecting on the ideas of the information. One can also take a critical or advocational position on the information they find, and they can share their position. Reingold later states, if you don't put out, you don't get back, which means that one must participate in digital communication in order to receive its powerful effects in return. As a blogger, I've begun to utilize many other resources in order to be an effective communicator. WordPress, the tool in which I publish my blog; Twitter, in which I can express my opinions, share links, and communicate with like-minded people; Site, in which I can filter through different articles and view a series of links that are relevant to my specific interests; and Pocket, in which I can save any articles I come across on these various sites. Being digitally literate has helped me thrive because I am able to effectively use these tools to better myself and others socially and intellectually. Twitter in particular has become an important tool for me. I had only used Twitter for social reasons in the past, but this semester I began to utilize Twitter primarily for class, as we had a class hashtag to include when we tweeted about what we were doing in class, what we were working on related to the course, and our thoughts and opinions on the readings and media we were exposed to in class and with homework assignments outside of class. As I previously mentioned, there's no going back from where we are now. Technology is only going to advance from here. Because of this, it is important for current and future communicators to quickly adapt to what BAM calls a shifting ground in which new technology keeps coming about. In Wesh's video, called The Machine is Us, he discusses everything that is changing because of digital media and its powerful effects. He acknowledges that we as a society have a lot of rethinking to do when it comes to certain aspects of our lives that we were once so familiar with. A few elements he mentions are copyright, identity, ethics, government, privacy, commerce, family, and even ourselves. These are all extremely important elements in society, and Wesh conveys how much impact our new digital capabilities have had on these things. Therefore, we must be able to adapt and keep up with these new technologies because they will only continue to advance from here. They have become such a great part of our lives today. In conclusion, Comp 200 has given me the skills to adapt to the ever-progressing world of modern communications, which, as I have learned, is primarily digital. I would categorize myself as being digitally literate, as Selfie describes as one who has the computer skills and the ability to use computers and other technology to improve learning, productivity, and performance. I would say through this course I have come to appreciate the idea of being digitally literate, as well as my digital skills have greatly improved.